Welcome to Academy of Tone. This one is straight from the beach, somewhere on an island. Anyway, I'm here for a little vacation, decompressing after NAMM, and writing on the instruction manual of the AmpX. I think it will be over 100 pages document that we will put online on our BluGuitar site, because there is some AI that will help you to find stuff. So you just type in the things that you want to know, and instead of going through all the chapters, the AI will find your answer immediately. Well, I have something for you guys in this episode. The day before I was leaving LA, I was visiting Reinhold Bogner, the one and only. We always been very friendly, but we never had a chance to really spend some time. And so I was simply visiting him in his headquarters, North Hollywood, and I wanted to make a little interview, but when I jumped out of the car, the whole thing started with his own dynamics. Kind of everybody was excited, I was excited, and then I decided, you know what, just use my iPhone and film whatever is happening. And guess what? That film became over 1.5 hours long. Everything totally spontaneous, nothing really planned, nothing. We just went with the flow, and it was fantastic. We talked about so many things from our past, some things off camera, and especially after the video, we were having a nice barbecue in the backyard with some sausages and things, and I think it was very, very good that we finally spent some more time together, and the whole team. It felt so good. Talking about the meeting, we also had a interest in checking out our gear. I know some Bogner products, like I actually own a Bogner 1x12 cabinet, which is something in between a nano cap and a fat cap, loaded with a vintage 30, and that's a great cabinet. For me, this was something good. I know that Friedman kind of copied that one, but the inventor is Reinhold. I know that cabinet for many, many years, so that's and that's a good product. I love all his amps. The Helios, I love the Shiva, I love amps. I always have felt strongly about his sound designs and amps. So, there's I think there's a mutual respect from both sides, from my side and from Reinhold's side, on the stuff that we are doing and what we have been doing in the past when I was still at Hughes Kettner and things. So, for me, this visit was very, very special. And of course, we checked out the AmpX. Reinhold was playing it. Unfortunately, iPhone, I pressed twice and this was not recording. So all I can tell you guys is that he really got the message of AmpX and that he likes it as a sound designer. When we went through some sounds from, clean to high gain and anything in between, Yeah, I don't have any video footage of it. It's just one note. Yeah, but anyway, that's not the point. The point was, it was so great to see Reinhold and having connected on a deeper level, which I feel was kind of needed. He is not going to the NAMM shows for the last years since he thinks it's too expensive, which I do agree, and maybe not so effective, which I do agree on other aspects too, but for BluGuitar it still makes sense, so that's why I'm still loving to meet people at NAMM and after NAMM, which I did a lot this time. Yeah, so there will be some more things that I filmed. One episode that I have done with Neil Turbin, and another one with Walter Trout, but that's coming later. For now, I wish you lots of fun with my spontaneous visit at the Reinhold Bogner or Bogner Amplification Headquarters in North Hollywood. And see you soon. Bye bye. So we're here at Reinhold Bogner's facility with Jörg. Urban, yeah. And this is the place where they...
And who are you?
Yeah, well, I'm here, I'm the guest. And Reinhold just told me that all the amps are really assembled here, not really, like for maximum quality, for maximum control.
Yeah, we stuff all the boards here.
Yeah.
And assemble, and we have 3 guys that kind of do the main assembly, like basically once the boards are done. And then we have pre-assembly 2 women that stuff the boards. And that's about it for production. That's we're not high volume.
No, boutique. This is
boutique, yeah.
This
and
is
we don't like to flood the market. It's like, I don't know. It's a different way of business. Like pushing the shit. Like making like short runs, flooding the market of a YouTuber. It's not our thing. Our thing is like slow growth. Yeah. Product should have a fairly long lifespan, Yeah. I mean, we're not trying to redo everything. I mean, we just redid the XC100, which you probably know from the early days, right?
Of course.
And we just redid, it's the first really redone. I mean, we had slight variations on faceplates and inside stuffing, but the architecture is totally different now. So this is the first one after 35 years something. So our stuff usually has a fair lifespan. Clearly, things are going shorter lifespan, but still. Most of our products have a 5, 10 year, 15, 20 year, So,
yeah, and that's good because that keeps the value also for the customers.
Yeah, and also I don't, as I said, I don't want to hype it, push it. You can do so many things these days, and then it's just you sell a gazillion in 3 months if you have the production of it, and then it's like then over. The next thing. It's like it's just I don't know. It's not my style. And this is not why I got in the business to make stuff fast
and big and stuff like that. Yeah. What is this purple thing here?
Oh, this is the board for this one, the XC104.
Ah, okay. Yeah. Okay. This is actually purple.
And we sort of all the connections. There's no quick connectors. Pre-assembled stuff from China. So.
Okay, and there's like VMAs.
Yeah, I mean actually this used to be a lot of VMAs.
Yeah.
Actually completely Vima, I would say, the Shiva and XZ.
Yeah.
Vima is changing, and we incorporated other, since we made other amps a little bit more vintage. So now we have a mix usually of Sozo, which we took from our kind of Helios line,
Yeah.
It's supposed to be like a master cap, And then some other ones. I mean, Vima, they kind of, I don't know. It's not only that. There's a sound difference in certain ones, but also it seems to me they're kind of, I don't know, downsizing or getting rid of some of the components we used to use. You know, it's like every month we get down and we don't make this anymore. Or like, so like, it's, I think it's.
So you have to change some of the components.
Well, you know, I mean,
but it's all high quality stuff. You know, all you know, orange drops.
I mean, usually, yeah. I mean, I don't CTS parts. You know, we don't. I mean,
no compromise.
It makes no sense to save a few cents on something. And you know. At the end, I mean, hey, it's all a matter of taste.
Yeah.
And it's the combination of parts to some. It's like, you know, like one component might have a flavor, but does that make the whole amp different? Maybe not. Probably not. You know, like if it's especially if it's a multi or high gain, you know, where there's so many stages. I mean, if it's only like 2 stages, you hear
a lot.
Yeah, and the more stages, the less you hear. But in general, it's still like a very you know, kind of, you have to balance it out. You know, certain every component has a flavor. Engineering-wise, it should be the same. You know, 0.1 microfarad, 600 volt, blah blah blah, polyester. But
they have,
you know, it's
I
like,
know, they are all
and
different.
it's like hard to describe. Like it's just also a feel thing. You know, so you just
some of them
throw
that
some
sound
stuff
a little
together,
like
change some stuff, you know, and see which one ends to be your favorite. You know,
and that's the thing that I always liked at your sound designs. They were super musical. Actually, when I listen to the Bogner amps, I think they are not over, like in a way, over EQ'd or over processed or over anything. They always have a natural connection. You know, so there is a starting point that is supernatural, and then you can go somewhere with whatever a treble bleed capacitor.
Thank you. Yeah. I mean. I like to sing so too. You know, we also like to hear the guitar. You know.
Yeah.
And
you hear the strings.
Of amps these days, it's just like, I mean, it doesn't matter what you play. It's just like, you know, like it's so gained out and compressed.
Yeah.
You lose the wood. I always say that the wood. You don't hear the wood anymore.
Then it's a processor.
You know, some of the newer guitars don't have any wood. For those, it's actually good to have one of those amps. But you know, I like to have and actually I like also. I mean, I'm known for high gain, but you know, first of all, high gain back in those days is not high gain these days. It's like a crunch channel.
Yeah.
So like I'm
today
good with like crunch and old school high gain.
Yeah.
The newer stuff it's fun sometimes, but it's not really my thing. But we do make some great amps for that, you know.
Yeah,
so obviously, you know, it's a different style of music, you know.
Yeah.
I guess I'm too old for that.
Well, similar with me. But 5 gain stages.
Where's your 8-string guitar? Come on.
Oh, come on! I don't have any.
Yeah, exactly. Me neither. I have a 7-string, but it's always hard to like. Oh man.
Same with me. I bought one and I never use it. It's not my thing.
Yeah, it just. I think it takes time to really spend time with the instrument, and then you know some other people play it, and
it makes sense.
And it makes sense. It sounds great. You know, I mean, I have a funny story. Like, I mean, I saw I had some. Okay, I'm not gonna say who, but I got a signature model. You know, it's just like, hey, let me take one of your like. Ask the artist. Let me take one of your. Actually, it was a 6-string, but it was tuned down.
Yeah.
And it was one of those chaka chaka music. You know.
Yeah.
Great stuff, but.
Yeah.
It's like, just like I was developing a new amp, and I was like, I just wanted to see how it sounds with you, because you know how the guitar sounds right up like that. I thought it was broken. I couldn't.
Wow.
So like, it's active. It's probably the battery. I changed it, but no, it just had no low end. I mean, because I guess it was tuned to like maybe rectifiers or something, you know, and then you shave out all the low, and then you end up at the right place. Yeah. But in a normal amp, I thought it was absolutely. I thought it was broken. I couldn't believe it. Yeah. But he plays it, and it sounds great. So it's just like it shows to tell you like, you know, everybody's different. When somebody else touches the instrument, the same thing, it will sound very different.
Absolutely.
And that's why sometimes, you know, on the end of a design, I usually have other people play. They're like style different, or they just have a different touch. You know, some people play super light, and you know sometimes you notice, you know, the design maybe needs something that. Because you play very different that you didn't hear when you played, you know.
Absolutely.
Or the other way around, you know.
Yeah. So let's look a little bit around. I love it. I love it because
so we have production
assembly.
It's not Apple, you know. We're not super clean, but we make clean products. But I let usually the guys control their workspace. You know, I mean, I'm not telling them how to do it. As long as the product is pristine, I'm all good for it. You know, I like to have people that think for themselves.
Yeah. And they have
do their thing, and then they can create their workspace any way they want. And also sometimes the workflow. I mean, some of the step in. Most of the times they kind of know now, you know. So there's three stations where they actually assemble the amps. Yeah. And as I said before, we talked about the PC boards stuff by 2 women, and so they usually have the boards already pre-assembled. I mean, they add in the cables and maybe some other stuff, you know. Usually boards are just without cables, you know. Yeah, and as I said, everything's hand soldered. This is Teflon wire. That's really hard to work with, but great. Heat resistance. Yeah. So that's it for the actual amp product, you know, and obviously.
Yeah.
What this?
This is all the components
parts.
here, the front plates and.
I mean, a lot of parts, really, you know, chassis.
Yeah.
Transformers. And then more parts here. And then here's the station where when the amp is done.
Yeah.
Actually, no. When the amp is done, first we have to go the other direction.
Okay.
First. Sorry. This was not planned. It's very.
Well, we're improvising. This is.
So. All right. Here is the. Okay. After they assemble the amp.
Yeah.
It goes to this station where they put in the tubes, put in the knobs, put in the fuses, label the back, whatever voltage and stuff like this it needs, you know. And then go here, then they get tested electrically by me. I test
every
amp, yeah. I mean, there's a few weeks I'm on vacation and Europe tests some amps, but usually, I mean, pretty much.
Qualified
amp I play
engineers.
I
double check needs.
Yeah, and then we burn them in.
Yeah.
Usually here, or there's another desk over there.
Yeah. Oh, you have still some of the old Fish preamps. I had one of those.
Oh yeah, they go for a lot of money these days. He used to work, as you started working for Andy Brauer's and then for making music, and he had a lot to do with the beginning of Bogner. He knew a lot of stars, and he's a super nice guy, great guitar player, funny guy, and he's one of the head honchos as the guitar department in Fender, you know.
Okay, I follow you.
Okay, he is. We're not going in order now, but here's the other. Okay, I'll show you in a second where we were before. The head shells, the amps get after the testing, burning, put in the head shells, and then here's one of the rooms where they test them. Yeah. We usually test them loud, but there's a hot plate. But we definitely crank the shit, you know. When we play.
Andy Marshall was his name. Is he still around?
I haven't seen him in.
Same here.
I think there's still runs made of this. I mean, also, did you ever open one up?
No.
The industrial design of this thing is fucking impeccable. It's like the middle of this whole block of aluminum.
Yeah.
And then inside, where the power resistors are, he put slots and he cemented the power resistors straight into it. I mean, design-wise, and efficiency-wise, and look-wise, amazing.
Yeah.
So like I always, this is one of the best. I mean, in terms of how to put things together, looks great and absolutely form follows function kind of philosophy.
Yeah.
So then here's a bunch of this is like a loaner stuff that sometimes goes to studios, you know. So like older amps, old Ecstasy, old Goldfinger 90, Ecstasy 101.
Goldfinger is also an amp that I personally like a lot.
Yeah, because it has a lot of vintage kind of
I'm a vintage
character.
guy. That's my pride.
And I love this amp. We just like discontinued it just now.
Yeah.
Because I mean the numbers dropped, you know, and then after a while, but I think it did great. I mean, we made it probably for 20 years or something.
Yeah,
you know?
sure.
I mean, I think it looks great with this faceplate and the weird kind of, you know, big knobs.
Yeah.
But I think we probably should have sold even more if it looked like a fucking Marshall or something, you know.
Yeah.
But I thought with this, especially with the cam that it comes with, it's fucking great. Yeah, it's a great amp. I mean, feel-wise and sound-wise and great reverb. But yeah, when everything at some point comes to an end, maybe we're gonna redo it somehow. But for now, no plans.
JJ's? Is this
I mean,
your favorite
power
tube?
tubes, what we use is JJ's since a long time ago. Like we started with Telefunken, our Siemens EL34s, but obviously there was
they are gone.
There was only a few years, you know, we could get that many, and then
you had to
then
find.
We started Svetlanas a lot.
Yeah.
Because especially my early designs, I mean, still some designs these days too. I like high plate voltage, you know. Mm-hmm. And at the 520 volts, some of those amps run.
Not all the tubes like that.
I mean, Siemens and Svetlana, no problem.
Yeah.
But since they're not available, I had to kind of downsize the voltage a little bit. So to make the JJs more reliable work, I can still make a KT88. You know, KT88 are fine with this voltage, and those come from Russia. Those are the electro-harmonics, and then 606 usually come from JJ. But you know, I mean, 80% of our stuff is EL34, I would say. You know? And then we have 6V6, EL84. Like 6V6 was the Goldfinger, 4 of them.
Okay.
And then Atma is EL84. But I mean, a lot of EL34.
It's a classic. I love it.
Great tube. Yeah, JJ's good. And the preamp tubes, you know, I mean, beginning was always Chinese, which were great, you know, in the 90s. Yeah. Great. Great sound, great gain, and but then factory burned down or something, and then they came back, and everything I've seen since then, it's like, I don't know. Yeah. Okay. You might have to get 1,000, and you get maybe 100 good ones out of them. So like, not very productive. The JJs, I mean, are not the same as the Chinese. You know, they have a little bit less space, a little bit less wide, but very, very product friendly. You know, like you could just almost every tube works, even in the high gain stages, you know. And then, you know, if you slightly tune the product a little bit different, it's good, you know, the good tubes. And I'm definitely very reliable. And not too many microphonic ones. So, okay, so now we go back.
Yep.
To the, this is, okay, they get tested for it up there, and then they come here, where housing. Puts them into the head shells. And puts the logo on. Okay, the woodwork, you know, all the head shells and cabinets since the beginning we have done in the desert somewhere. Okay. By some team that the woodworkers, and it's been the same
ever
since the early 90s. Yeah. So it's just like, you know, the dust and all that stuff to mix it with the electronics is not the best idea. I mean, if you have a big building, maybe you can do it. But it's just like for us, I mean, we started like this, and there was never really a reason to redo the kind of process, you know.
It works.
Yeah.
Nice. Very nice.
Okay, and then we go over here, the other building. And that's when so over there in the head shell, and like come in this little room in the front, or mainly here. There's more like 5 stations here where you can have them run. You know, so every amp gets burned in for many hours under full load, full signal.
I saw the video.
And then we have them run. I mean, it depends a little bit. How efficient we ship, but I would say at least minimum 1 day they run, you know, just not with a signal, but you play them occasionally, but you know they run sometimes 2 days, you know.
Just to make sure that
you know, once in a while there's a
tube that does something or a component,
or some crackling or something, you know. So
to make sure there's no.
And then, you know, you play them loud, you know, a few times for quite some time, not just 5 minutes, you know. And go through all the functions again, and
so I saw this Uber Ultra the other day. Ultra, okay.
Well, you know, you had to go more than Uber. Like Uber is already Ultra. So like what do you have to do? You have to add another, you know, extreme word to it. You know, that was the logical thing. You know.
Yeah. Okay. Pump it up. So okay, that's definitely a metal amp.
Yeah, but I mean, it has actually a great clean and has a great crunch. Most people don't buy it for that, but actually. It's very versatile, but it's also beyond gain-wise, you know, kind of what's physically possible. Pips always say so noisy, a bit too. If you have 3 tube screamers in a row like that, it was noisy too. Like it's just you know. But in terms of, you know, it has a lot of ways to shape the front end to get it tight, even with a high amount of gain, and then you can make it up or
there's something presence in the master. Depth, which is all about density.
It's a kind of a negative overall feedback.
Yeah, so negative feedback.
But you can also kind of the frequency of the presence.
Yeah, so you have like the top frequencies plus changing the capacitor for the frequency of
you know it.
Well, I have been there as well.
Yeah. So, and this one, you can really shift it around quite a bit. I mean, can you make it sound like a completely different amp? Most amps, you know, usually
they have one character.
Yeah, it's like one, and then that's it. You know, like and you know, it's probably a good one, but I'm just saying this one has the ability to really shift it around if it doesn't sit right in the mix. So you have another guitar player where, you know, sometimes the stuff where you play by yourself sounds great, but then you play with another guitar player, you take up all the space, there's no space for the other guitar player to work together. Sometimes actually the kind of halfway maybe when you hear it by itself, not so great sound, but once they work together, or how it fits in the band, it sounds amazing, you know.
Complement each other in a way.
And only in a trio you can really, go for the best, you know.
I love trios, but
yeah, me too. I mean, unless it's more, but still, I also enjoy a great bands where two guitar players work really great in harmony, you know. And,
Okay, so what's the Snorkeler then?
Oh, the Snorkeler. This is actually, when I came to the United States in '89, with 600 Danmarks in my pocket and modified Marshall, a 50 water.
Yeah.
It was modified. This in Germany. I already started doing a mod. Basically, I ripped out the whole front end of the Marshall, and including or up to the EQ.
Yeah.
So no, not even the cassette follower is left, you know.
Ah, okay.
So it's actually not very Marshall.
Yeah.
I was thinking it's not. It was actually very far from the Marshall circuitry, and I usually put it on a PC board already back then, you know.
Yeah.
And that amp I sold to Edward Van Halen.
Okay.
So that was my start, you know. And so like that mod.
Is this
Is this, but I never made it as an amp, you know. For whatever reason, the ecstasy is based on something more, I would say, more Marshall. But a lot of people say, oh, that's a great Marshall. But it's actually very far from, it has a very different feel, you know. But sounds great. So we never made it as an amp, and so we came out with this 3 years ago? 3 years ago, basically. But, you know, the only, Cantrell also, before there was Alice in Chains, you know, I mean, when they were working on the first record, you know, some guy calls me up at Andy Brauer, hey, you do Marshall mods, can you modify my 50-watt combo or something? I said, sure, you know, and I didn't know who that band was. I didn't know what it was becoming, you know, I modified a few weeks later or a few months later.
You found out that...
Dave Jerden calls me like, well, you have to come to the studio, you know, like, and he played me the tracks, like full blast of the first record. I was like, holy shit. So like, that got me a lot of business. And you know, and actually in the first, I'll show you here, it's like not a good example because it's like, but there were only 25 made, and this is customers actually. Send it in, I need to repair. That was the first product I did, triple giant, and only 25 are made, I think.
Okay.
Was it 50? No, I think 25. And this one has the sharp channel. Let me see, clean channel. Sharp. Yeah, sharp. Yeah, but this is is the channel of this Marshall mod, kind of, you know. And this is the brown channel. So it was in this amp. It was not in the Fish, but some people like the, you know, we just talked about the sharp channel. The Cantrell, we ripped it out and put that high gain channel on instead of that channel, you know. So like it was only in this product and now in the Snorkeler and in a mass production, but in terms of modifications, obviously I did a bunch, you know. And so so that's the history of that. And then here's another.
There's a lot of history.
Another R&D kind of
cool
workbench.
Laboratory.
More labs. Yeah, cool. Talking about cabinets, well, we see this beautiful Bogner cabinet.
Pretty old one, yeah.
Is this a V30s or 20 Greenbacks?
I don't know, because we just shuffled a bunch of cabinets around. It always changes. This one has supposedly Greenbacks and Greenbacks. So 25 watts and 75 watts.
In combination, like two each.
The amps I usually test with, I mean, a lot of unit 30s, sometimes 25, sometimes combinations. I switch them around because, you know, if you use the same cabinet too much, you know, I think you get too used to it, you kind of balance it out. So even the test stuff, I try to switch, you know, rotate them around, you know. Also maybe with the same speakers, different cabinets sounds a bit different, you know. Just to not get stuck with one thing, you know.
Absolutely.
Yeah, and then we always, when we do development, we always listen to Greenbacks, vintage 30s, absolutely. Front loaded, back loaded. Even some EV speakers, you know, it's not my thing, but it's good to listen to it, you know.
Yeah, 12Ls, but yeah, to me.
Well, it's actually not the real one, it's the, I don't know, Stack Wild, whatever.
Yeah.
Or Strange Lynch, I think it's the Stack Wild one. What's it called?
For me, there's too stiff or too.
It's they have a thing, and you can also get used to it.
Yeah.
If you have a 112, it's great. You can pound the shit out of it.
Course.
Fucking clean, you know.
Yeah,
you know. And actually, for clean, sometimes it's a nice fat clean. You know, it's not the most alive clean, but it's fat. You know. And then we just got the Christian Kohle Keller. Yeah. He was just here last week, and a great guy, and we had a good time. And he hooked me up with his counterwar. And I'm very impressed. You know, we do some initial testing with them. I mean, you know, like since we're vintage Swedish guys, I was like, oh, it's just a little version, but actually it's quite different.
Okay.
So we'd see now what sounds good with what amp and how. But definitely, yeah, worth trying out. I mean, they have a really nice mid-range, not harsh, but very fat. Single notes are fat. And still definition, yeah. I mean,
he knows because he's a metal producer.
Yeah, but you know, sometimes the metal guys are, in my terms, not exactly the tone guys, especially the modern metal guys. You know?
Yeah, it's
so like I was kind of like, yeah, whatever, you know. But he said we were talking about tone. He showed me something, and I said, no, this guy, and I like he does his. I mean, he does really research. You know, he's not just like, oh yeah, make me a speaker, put my name on it. You know, he went to the detail and back and forth.
I went to see how he is producing, and he is tracking down several tracks with different amps and microphone settings, and he has a feel for it. He knows what he wants, and then he blends together all the tracks. And then you hear his wall of sound versus that wall of sound that is for me just white noise. And his wall of sound has that same impact like that metal white noise, but has character and texture.
Yeah, that's the key word, character. Because I mean, a lot of these days, I don't know if it's because of the modeling or whatever. There's no fucking character. No fucking character. It's like yeah, gain out, compressed out, low and blah, 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 you know. But it's like everything sounds the fucking same. Yeah. There's a few bands that have that's what's missing these days. And I think it has a lot to do that people can't get their stuff so easy. They have a priest. Oh yeah, sounds great. Van Halen, whatever. Like you know, like it's like you know. But then you sound like just like fucking. I mean, yeah, every player makes a difference. But it's. I think the search for tone, you know, where you struggle, you come up sometimes with good shit. Sometimes because it was an accident or there's nothing else to get, then you make it work, or you know, but you combine things. You actually know your gear too, because you know like how you get close to the tone you want. But it takes, you know, especially in the old days, you know, it took a lot of like, you know, whatever, daisy chaining a bunch of shit, you know,
to get an iconic tone.
Yeah.
I mean, you know, for me, Blackmore tone, that's
I mean, for me, also he was one of the gods. My early ones, you know, first records, you know, Rainbow, actually first cassette, Rainbow, what was it, Long Live Rock and Roll?
Yeah, it's a Rainbow.
I mean,
unbelievable.
From Europe, you know, I think the people in the United States are not that, they weren't that big on Deep Purple. I mean, but you know, in Europe, that was the shit.
Everybody,
fucking
live in Japan.
I mean, Hammond and Strat. I mean, that's
wow.
There you go.
So I grew up with it. So Richie was my hero, and the tone too. You know, when
for me, Roy Gallagher, Richie Blackmore, AC/DC, and then Gary Moore. I mean, Gary Moore in the '80s,
unbelievable.
I mean,
I was also watching the Rock Palast when he had this red Strat on television.
I don't know if I saw him in
I was.
Is it on YouTube?
Maybe you find it on YouTube.
Because I don't think I've seen it. I don't know how I mean.
Ian Pace on drums, Don Airy keyboards.
And I've seen concerts with this red Strats, probably from England, maybe Pink Pop or something. I mean, I mean, with a single coil, I'm fucking unbelievable.
I was sitting in front of the television, and he knocked me out. It was like.
Yeah. And that you can hear it's fucking loud as shit, and he
digs in. He fights for the last note. After this concert, I bought my 1961 Strat because
the white one or the green one?
The white one. Because that concert told me.
It was a good price back then, huh?
Yeah. Okay. I don't mind. But I mean, this was the concert that I was so infected by. What is it? I have to get this. You know, and then. Gary Moore. For those who don't know,
I saw him live in probably '87 or '86. We had the shovel guitars, which is one pickup with the Floyd Rose.
Yeah.
But I mean, it was amazing. Like, I mean, he just one humbucker, but he got all clean, all elite, everything.
Yeah.
Dynamic as shit, you know. Like it's like
I mean, this guy could play. I mean, anything.
In my book, he's one of the absolute best. You know, and you know, I actually he was great with the blues and you know all that stuff.
No,
but I mean, for me,
rock.
The '80s and maybe Harrison Walker with the early Fusion days.
Yeah.
I mean, his energy, his singing, that's his best. The blue stuff is good.
Yeah.
But I love the '80s his stuff.
Same here. Totally agree.
What was it? That record
Corridors of Power.
with the Hammond and the Strat.
Of course.
Come on, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's like the moment when he starts to solo, and it's like there's a hurricane. You know, there was a rock song and he was doing everything, and then with the solo start, it's like taking off to the next level.
And you know, I always like people with melody, like Blackmore, Gary Moore. I mean, you know, they can shred, but they only shred occasionally, but they can play beautiful melodies and vibrato and the tone, you know, just and that's important for me. You know, you don't have to play crazy stuff. The tone has to be good, you know, the attention to the detail of that tone, you know. I mean, Malmsteen is the exception. He has actually great tone, but he shreds too much. When he plays slow, it sounds amazing, you know. But he just overdoes it, so like you get a little bit bored. But I mean, he does have that ability to really milk that tone, you know.
He's got that too.
And live, every time you see him, it's like it sounds great. I mean, I saw him 3 times, and it's like, and it is, you know, his rig is really whatever that. DOD into the 50-watt Marshall. I mean, there's no gimmicking. This is it. You know, you can buy that stuff off the shelf or on eBay. You know, and good luck getting that. You know. Like,
but he knows.
His control of the guitar is amazing.
This is how he's got a tone. He knows what he wants.
But he never was my favorite guitar player because, you know, I'm usually not into the shredding stuff. But even that's a different kind of shredding. That's definitely cool. But yeah, I was more the slower. And then Schenker, of course, would be the next too.
Michael Schenker.
I mean, those the tone guys, you know, and then Gilmore, you know.
Yeah, sure.
Like you know, everybody can play those beautiful melodies, good vibrato, stuff you can follow. You know, like
and they tell stories. All of these guitar players.
It's not senseless.
No, it's not like I show off and what was the story? No, I mean when Gary Moore starts, you know, he takes the and builds it up and it's still more.
But there's also great footage of him early days with a Junior, Les Paul Junior.
Yeah.
Have you seen that?
Yeah, with just one pickup, you know. Yeah.
Going into town,
Great,
amazing.
And Thin Lizzy and what?
Thin Lizzy, great band. A little bit crowded, unfortunately.
Yeah. Actually, one more thing that I would like. I think I met you first at Andy Brauer's back in the 90s. I don't know.
I try to remember. I mean, I thought it was probably one of the early Frankfurt shows, early 90s, or NAMM show. But if you came to Andy Brauer, that's where I started. You know.
I think I came there and Andy Brauer was talking about Heidi, his silver Porsche.
Okay, I remember the Porsche. Yeah, that was his baby.
Yeah. Okay. So and then he kind of said, yeah, we have another German. He had a spliff and things, and then, you know, he kept...
Oh, just a spliff?
Well, you know, and we going, and there's another German...
In the closet in the back?
Yeah. And I think this was the first time where I really met you.
Okay.
But
I don't remember that, but that sounds about right.
Yeah.
I was there.
Yeah, and then...
89, 90 had to be...
That time very early 90s, sorry. This is
because, you know, 90... Because he started at a baking music store, so he had the studio rental, right?
Yeah, studio rental.
And then he started a store with Greg Bales in one of the rooms in his studio rentals where they started selling the high-end gear. And then we started Bogner, but then shortly after that they had a falling out, Greg Bales and him, because he was a little bit too wild, you know. And then I split with him too because the other one was funding my company, you know, because I only had 600 D-Mark, you know. So how can you start a company? So like this guy and Greg Bales financed the first few years, you know. And so so I know with him, and then we split the building, and we moved to another building. I forgot the exact timeline, maybe Jörg remembers, but yeah, it was only maybe 91, 92 the latest, I would say.
Yeah, it must have been at that time.
So what you do, like you were working for Hughes Kettner?
I was using Kettner there, and they...
You were a sales guy or?
No, I was
R&D?
a demo guy. The funny thing is, I was always the R&D guy for the outside, but I was also R&D. I was a demo guy for the outside, but I always was working in R&D.
So we have a common friend, Michael Kast. He was a sales guy, right?
Yeah. And he was also working for...
Hi, Michael.
Yeah, for using Kettner. And I think I actually did a clinic for you at a Frankfurt show because the demo guy didn't show up, and I was there with Hughes Kettner, and
it's possible, yeah.
And Michael said, can you do it? And I said, well, no problem. You know, Ecstasy,
Yeah.
I know the amp is a great amp. Then I just plugged in my
If it was an Ecstasy, well, the Ecstasy had to be 93 something, you know. But the Andy Brauer thing was probably before. Yeah.
That was
I mean,
before.
who was the demo guy? Was it Joey Tafoya? Or something? I'm trying to remember who was. But yeah, we had a cabin, right? A soundproof room in Frankfurt, right? Or was it?
I just remember that I have.
Sounded like shit, but.
I played the amp for the
I mean, the room, you
yeah,
know,
because there
those
was
cabins.
I think there was a little stage, and they booked it somewhere, and the demo.
Yeah, it was. I think it was. Who was a distributor back then? Was it Lag Guitars or?
Lag guitars in
Sigi?
what days? Oh, the Sigi, yeah, Sigi.
But you were talking about the Frankfurt show.
Maybe it was.
Sigi Schwarz was our distributor in the early
Sigi
days.
Schwarz.
Ja, mit Michael Kass, den kennst du auch,
Michael
oder?
Kass, ja genau.
He worked with you at Hughes Kettner, right?
Exactly.
Okay, that's
And
how
so
you...
I think
He says one time he demoed our amps in the early
Yeah,
days
because
because the demo guy was
not there, and
Probably
then
too much party.
Yeah, probably. And then Michael came to me and said, "Can you demo the amp?" I said, "Sure, no problem." Plugged in, and said, "This is a
Long Stammer, Herr Stammer doesn't hear about it.
now it's history, you know."
Yeah, now.
That was history, and even back then, I gave a fuck about it because I was always. I had a Hausverbot in Stama.
What do you mean?
I was not allowed to come anymore. What is an English word for that? When you're not.
House arrest.
House arrest.
Okay, but I mean, Hausverbot, yeah.
But what happened is I was always honest. So I have been working on an amp with Bernd Schneider, the technician.
The Triumph or what?
Yeah, it was before the Triumph, way before the Triumph. There was an Access MIDI preamp afterwards. And this was...
The programmer with the sliders?
Yeah.
Okay,
It started as the AS64.
Yeah.
And the AS64...
Great looking product.
Yeah, but...
Very inspired. But technology is something else. Yeah.
But
the look was a little...
Yeah. And the Filzlaus coating was...
But I mean, the first programmer... right?
It was way ahead of its
Definitely.
time. I hated some of the sounds, honestly, and this is how I got into the Hughes Kettner R&D for 27 years. So I brought my amps in there and my little electronic fiddling. It's like, you know, I know how to make sound design, but I'm not a proper engineer. You know, self-taught.
Who is in this business?
Yeah, nobody. So anyway, so what happened is I worked with Schneider on this amp for maybe a year, and then Stamer, the boss, who is actually a banker, has no musical background.
But it's two brothers, right? One is a banker, one is a sales.
Hans and Lothar. Hans is the banker, and Lothar is. He used to be a drummer, and he was making all the PA cabinets.
Oh yeah, that's right. How it started, right?
Yeah. So all good, but Hans and I was honest and like, Hans, I would not release this amp, and he just looked at the numbers and said,
Yes.
"You worked for this for a whole another. This cost me 100,000, whatever."
You can buy a house for this.
Yeah, and so he said, "House arrest. You're not coming here."
So they released the product without...
No. They did not release the product, but they had to think, and I got kicked out for a week. So I had a 1 week of house arrest, and then I came up with an idea and said, "Hey, let's do it properly. Let's split it into a rack mount preamp, have this and that additionally, and don't make it too much of a compromise." But I've been there. I've been with house arrest with Stammers. I was always brutally
But
honest.
then you got respect.
Sure. And same thing like Luck. Remember Luck guitars?
Yeah, and somehow we
the guys were
Bruno
afraid of-
Bruno Bianchi.
Bruno, yeah.
Federico.
Federico, yeah.
Yeah.
And then there's the French guy.
But those are French guys.
Yeah. But the French guy who owns everything is Gérard, blah blah blah. He's the big cheese. And Gérard came to me at the Frankfurt show and "I pay you 400 Deutschmarks or euros, whatever, if you play my guitar per day." And I said to him in French, Saarland,
You speak French.
French, "Monsieur le Président, ça ne change rien dans ma vie." Hey, Mr. President, this doesn't change anything in my life. And ever since then, we are the biggest buddies because I refused his offer.
Yeah.
So that's
I remember they were okay. I mean,
nice people.
But the Strat style guitar were actually not. I mean, sometimes the look is always a little, but
the French.
yeah. But they were decent. you know.
Yeah, I think at the time, actually,
They were
I think
good
they
guitars.
were good at the
Yeah,
time.
yeah,
you know,
yeah.
maybe today, I mean, even
Well, no, they're
were
still
great
around, but I think they have a lot
guitars.
of acoustic and very different designs and stuff.
I mean, you know,
But I lost touch with them. But I mean, they were the nice people. I remember Fede once invited me to his home in France and support hospitality. And, yeah.
Yeah,
And Bruno.
Yeah,
That's a legend.
This is a legendary guy.
Special, yeah.
Good night, Miss Bruno. I don't know what was his last name. I mean, this is like Bianchi. Yeah.
Bianchi, yeah. I remember we
Stories from the road.
of course, and good parties. Yeah.
Ja. Oh ja, dann war ja immer auch noch there was always die Hammer, Metal Hammer, war da irgendwie
Die Party.
war immer gleich da, die Bar, ich weiß nicht, das war immer
Ja,
so
ja.
um uns rum, und der, wie hieß der kleinere, Metal Hammer, da.
Ja, der ist so ein
Immer,
Redakteur. Muscle-Shirt und
oder so einen farbigen Anzug, cooler Typ.
Ah, okay.
Cooler Typ. Ja, da war halt richtig flavor. There was a lot of flavor.
Yeah.
It was great stuff.
Yeah, but good times.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah. So now we have the history. We covered that. Yeah,
So
and then
Hughes Kettner got bought by Thomas now,
Yeah.
right? Yeah. How did that
Happen?
go down? I mean, just
Well, of course I could.
you were out of it already.
I left Hughes Kettner in 2013 and BluGuitar founded in 2014, 1 year later. But I started to work on my
Famous
Did you have to
AmpX.
stop? Did you have to sign something like 1 year? You cannot do anything in the business. Something that was like that.
I was over 27 years at Hughes Kettner. I was always freelance. So
What do you mean? But you were employed? No.
I was freelance. I was writing invoices,
Oh.
and they could book me or hire and fire me as they liked.
Oh,
So
wow.
I had no Abfindung. I had nothing.
Oh, so it sucked in the end.
Well, you know,
it goes both ways.
it goes both ways. I'm actually happy.
Did you at least snag one of the engineers?
Well, I would have done, but the problem is Bernd Schneider had just like two years for his retirement, and then he got a blood disease and he passed away. Otherwise, he would have quit, retired, and worked for me. But in the meantime, I found some other engineers, which.
How long did it take you to start the first one, the AMP1? Or did you start your research before you quit?
Yeah.
Oh, you actually never worked for them.
But I offered the AMP1 kind of to Hughes Kettner, but they didn't get the thing because I was, all
It's
the
like a tube on steroids without tubes.
see, and this is like I told him to do.
This is the future.
The back in the days, it took me 5 to 10 years to convince them to do all tube amps because all the early hybrid amps of Hughes Kettner were compromises, and the transistors they were okay for.
Was it the APEX or?
AmpX,
It was that early.
Yeah. By the way, Marshall.
But they did the right thing because that gave him some legitimacy in the higher realm. They made an amp, and it was not cheap, right? The Triumph was like $3,000 or something.
Yeah.
But at least it was a very professional product. And I think that's smart. If you're a low-end company, if you start like this, you should always kind of aim for that because.
That was my amp. I was fighting for that, and I had to convince them not to make a standard tube amp, and therefore I had to come up with the idea of more channels and more. And that's the only thing that they could understand because they were no musicians. I told them, you have 3 amps.
Yeah,
in
it
one."
had 6 channels, right?
6 channels, so like
Yeah, that
3
was
amps.
definitely the first 6-channel amp, right? Yeah.
So at least that was kind of what they understood.
You probably did the Rotosphere too,
Yeah,
right?
that's-
Yeah. I
and
still
this-
have one. I love it.
And the Rhodes.
And Echo. Or
Yeah.
The red lead.
Those two, right? Are
Yeah,
the,
and the pedal too, and the
Reflex.
Reflex and the tube factor, all the pedals.
But now you can get an MX.
Yeah, you get everything
You don't have to
squeezed.
go on eBay. Or everything in one box.
This was my
More about this later.
yeah. More about this later. So, anything more for the camera before we go to private? And
Yeah, I don't know what you. But,
Oh, you did. You want to just quickly show those amps over there, the ones you set up? This, you look
I
at the
mean,
Snorkeler, the Ultra, the JB.
I think we talked about them already.
Okay, okay.
So this.
Yeah, this is a JB45. I think you'll love this amp. Great amp.
Yeah.
It's not our best seller. I don't know why, but This is
I know.
Eclipse, which is like basically Helios, a Marshall modded.
Yeah.
But if you want like pretty substantial amounts of gain available.
Yeah.
But you can make it also fairly classic sounding. And then the XD50, amazing amp, if I might say so. 3 channels, compact, gives you anything you want. Fairly transportable. And we make this in 2 different versions. And then this is the new XDC. This is the gold.
Panel.
Gold panel, but also gold voicing. It's not. We make one that's black and one that's gold. It's not just the panel is different, you know. It's the different voice. But yeah, and then we have a bunch of other amps. Atma, that's also like killer amp. I mean, I don't know if you ever play one of these.
I played this one.
3 channels. I mean, every time you plug in,
It sounds killer.
you don't have to do anything. Just fucking great. You know.
Yeah,
You know.
yeah.
It's
And
very
I-
Revision or
transportable.
anything.
I also like that.
Inspired by the
but Brown.
That's gonna say Dieter Rams.
Yeah, Dieter Rams, the designer of Brown.
absolutely.
We Germans know what design is.
That stuff looks so great. I mean, it's like
Timeless.
Apple made in 1970 or 80. When
Yeah.
you know, it's probably say 70s, right?
Yes.
When he made the stereos
yeah,
and all that
this-
stuff. Fucking great.
Yeah, and they also had this hi-fi Kugel. What is it? The ball.
I don't know if I saw the Kugels.
The speakers. A piece
Oh
of.
yeah. Actually, I had some remark. Like a lot. I bought them. I mean, not the originals, but I bought them probably in 2005 or something.
Yeah.
You can hang him from the ceiling or on the stand.
yeah,
But the stand,
yeah, exactly.
I have the from the stand.
What
It's very
cool
different.
design! I mean,
Amazing,
I mean,
yeah.
German design. We had some great design.
That inspired me to do the 360. Remember that one with the round speaker? Remember that?
Yeah.
I should find a picture of that one.
Yeah.
It's like round
Yeah.
speakers.
You went for a few things really.
Clearly,
out-
it didn't go in
out-
production, but it looked cool.
Yeah. Fun. And sometimes you're using a from Switzerland switcher.
Yeah, I mean,
I have to say, by the way.
One of the best investments in the last few years. I mean,
This thing.
it saves so much time, and it gives you much.
More-
The accuracy goes. You
Exactly.
know.
That's my tool.
Yeah. The only thing, the buffer in this one,
Yeah.
you know, it changes a little bit. So like when we go then really in detail, you have to plug in certain amp. I have.
A buffer
We can probably go into the buffer and maybe modify it slightly, but that you have to know it's not the same.
It's
you know.
coloring a little bit,
Yeah.
but what I like about it, it takes tube amps, transistor amps, anything, and if anything goes wrong,
It notices it, yeah.
It notices
Yeah.
it. That's
Yeah, it
therefore-
knows if no cabinet's plugged in. Yeah.
Yeah,
Swiss.
Swiss made. Yeah. Okay.
I mean, there's some other stuff out there these days. I have,
Yeah.
I have not tried the other ones. I know this one's great. MP is probably good, you
Of
know.
course,
and
yeah.
then I think there's a new one from Italy or something like a smaller one like this. He got sent to maybe a bunch of YouTubers.
Yeah.
That's why I know, but I don't know.
But this
But I know
works.
this one definitely it doesn't break down. I used to have a radial before.
Yeah.
Blew up twice and like fuck that, you know, like.
You mean that pedal thing?
Yeah.
And that buffer, and without the buffer is even worse.
Yeah.
I have
So whatever. If you blow up twice, I mean like no.
I have opened that thing and I looked at the design, and it's horrible. Sorry.
Palmer used to make something. I never tried it, but he makes good stuff too. You know,
Yeah.
I think. But I never tried that.
I lost
particular.
mine. This was a.
But he was early. I mean,
Yeah,
it was before
yeah.
people were doing things like that.
Yeah.
Just with the low box too, you know, or his.
Yeah, PD, whatever it's
Yeah,
called,
yeah.
load.
Definitely very.
But didn't
pioneering.
you bring a new one out last year? You told me, which
Oh yeah,
has maybe
2 years
something.
ago. Very interesting. I never played one. You can mix in a microphone. And also, I think the modeling, the speaker modeling is analog first of all filters, and then you can also get a microphone in, so you want to get a little bit of room. Very interesting ideas.
Concept.
Yeah. I have not played one in real, but as an attenuator / load
It's
recording, you know.
Cool.
But you have a little
I have-
IR, right?
Yeah, it's my blue
Your
box.
kidney, what's that called? Or it looks like a bit, right? Like a.
It's a blue box. After
Yeah, but it has a.
It has
It's
like
not
two.
square, right? It's not square.
No, it is square.
Yeah.
It is.
But it's super rounded or something. No.
Yeah, no. It's actually the housing Hammond. What is it called? This,
Oh, it's a Hammond. Oh.
It's a standard housing. It has 2 knobs. It looks a little bit like a face. The thing what I'm proud of
Yeah, no, it
is
has two blue, right?
yeah. It has the latency is the thing. It's 0.5, let's say 0.6 milliseconds only, under 1 millisecond,
That's,
and nobody
that's
gets that.
impressive. Yeah. Well, I've hit some of the industries like mine has now 0. Like I don't know, is that possible?
No, it's not possible. Maybe the processing. I know how that works.
Well, when they say latency, you know.
Yeah, but you have to have a converter.
Yeah, exactly. I don't know, like how can you do a 0
With the conversion?
You know, yeah.
That's, and I could get it that close because we are dirty like
Who
fuck.
did that? the Russian guy or?
Yeah. This guy. The thing is, I love people.
He used to work on Sputniks or what?
No, this guy is properly trained. Honestly,
Yeah, but Russians usually are properly trained. I mean, schooling is very good. You know, I mean,
how I met this guy?
Public education is
This guy-
another level.
Yeah, this guy came to me at the Frankfurt show. You know how those come, and usually they come with another tube screamer or another red pedal. Hey, it's so great! You play that thing. It's like, okay, it's a tube screamer with a different whatever
Yeah,
bass.
but you have 9.
Yeah. See, and this guy came and had something that was over-engineered, sounded like shit, but I could tell that this guy is totally different. And I was kind
What
of.
was it?
Well, this was a kind of multi-stage overdrive, but it sounded like
Like a pedal.
Like a pedal, but it sounded like shit. And then I said, hey, what I want is, you know, Marshall Power Amp, crossover distortion. You know, when the both go. If we
When they
get
go nasty.
yeah, this if you have found something like that, come back. Took this guy like almost a year, then he came back, and I had a problem because he actually did what I told him. You know, and it's like
Well, I think there's a PV thing. They also had something worked out in the solid state days
Yeah.
a long time ago with to take this in the equation.
But this was the starting point of BluGuitar because this guy was the first one that actually could solve things, phenomena that I didn't know, and doing this like with Class D. And this is my power amp ever since amp1. So
Which
this
is
which is
essential
it's essential.
to get where you want to be. yeah.
Exactly. So, but this is the story.
All right. Yeah, there's another room where York has an office where we have.
It's the museum, the Bogner Museum.
Your hand must be.
Oh, we're good.
All the produced amps and prototypes that never made it to production.
Oh yeah.
Like, for example, this one, Caveman, 100 watt Marshall Plexi, but with no string knobs. I mean, it was designed in like, I don't know, late 90s. We never made it, but I thought it would be cool.
It's a nice study. I mean, you know, people ask for amps with simplicity and tone, and there we go.
Yeah, but
no
that was before amps went simple, you know.
Yeah.
I think it was a little bit too early, but.
Here, that's Utopia, which never came out.
Yeah, we showed
Became
that one.
maybe the Shiva then, maybe. I think.
Yeah,
this
but
was,
it's different. But yeah, I think, but we showed it at one trade show. Was it
it
Frankfurt?
counts as production.
There's a good
Anything at the
Saturn
show is
logo.
production, cool.
Saturn logo, and then Caveman, great amp, only 50 made. Some of them selling off for 6-7 grand. Yeah, nightmare to make, all hand wired and very complex inside, way more complex than most of the newer or whatever hand wired amps. It has like a serious copper bar as a grounding and things like that. But it's a great sounding amp, and the coolest thing is you have a somewhat not a barrier but low power mode where there's a light bulb in the series of the power transformer. So when you play it, actually
Zagging.
yeah, so great clean and semi crunchy dirty channel. But yeah, great sounding amp, but we only made 50. So like it was also, I think this was too early before the vintage stuff came back, you know, because this is a very, very kind of vintagey sounding amp. So yeah, sometimes, you know, it doesn't work out. You know, not everything becomes hot.
Well, we weren't also ready for production because when we showed this at the show, the Japanese distributor at the time, I take 50 or 100 right away. But at that time, we couldn't make that. And in 2 years, there's only maybe 60 of those made. You know, there's maybe 20 in Europe, 30 in Japan, and maybe 20 in the US. That's it. You know, so it was. Those were our garage days, I would say, before this became.
And you never know where the wave is at. I mean, sometimes you are at the right point and you start a wave, and sometimes you do something and the stuff is totally not hip and then it becomes a very sought after item 5 years later. You know,
But as you know, the guitar players are also stuck in their mind. You
Sure.
know, you show something which looks different, which doesn't look like a Marshall.
and then they don't buy it.
Yeah. So I mean,
They say, oh, it's nice, but yeah, very conservative in a way. Yeah, but I also had like things that were just the wrong timing. You do things,
for sure.
but on the other hand, when I bought my 61 Strat back in, I was 17, nobody wanted to buy one because it was cream white.
It was not an IM in it. No, it was back then it was the shovel days.
Shovel days, or you know,
Super Strat.
you know, at least a hamburger.
Yeah.
And I came with the original single.
No Floyd Rose. What the hell?
Yeah. So I bought it for 2,300 Deutschmarks. You know, and then now in relic.
What are those worth these days? I lost track of the.
At least 40, 50 grand. But you know, and the whole thing with the relic, this guitar was a little bit beaten up, and I gave a fuck. Other people put their marks on it, and so I was ahead of the whole relic thing.
But now it's heavy relic.
Yeah, of course,
Because
because
you played. This is your baby, right?
Yeah, I played every gig, everything.
And you still play like how many
Yeah.
gigs a year?
Well, basically like every weekend I do a 1 gig.
Yeah, that's
So
amazing.
average.
Yeah.
Because
Was the Anarchy band or?
yeah, Anarchy, rock Anarchy, you know that?
Yeah, but of course I've seen some
Clips.
footage.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I mean, because my Thomas Blug band with the big players, Thijs van Leer, Focus organ player, and
Oh, you have that guy?
yeah, he played.
Oh, I'm a big Focus fan.
Okay, so
So is Aaron.
yeah,
Focus.
yeah, and the yodeling.
That was such a unique band. And Jan Ackerman,
Yeah, amazing. So and Thijs
And was a Hammond guy with
yeah,
a.
yeah, and Thijs was in my band for 10 years. We wrote a whole album together on Thomas Blug band, and we had two vocal songs with her daughter. He has 11 kids.
Wow. Oh, they're Mormon or they?
Well, Thijs was a productive man.
Different women or?
Yeah, different women.
Touring musician.
Yeah, exactly.
It might actually be more. We don't know the
we
exact
don't know.
number. We can only approximate.
Yeah, exactly. But this band I've done 10 years, and then I found out that it's hard to make money.
Does he live in the Netherlands still? Or?
Yeah. I was at his place.
In the houseboat or what?
No. But he has a house on the lake actually,
Yeah.
and he has a garden, and he's into art. He makes sculptures, and then when he was in Saarbrücken, when we toured and did things together, and he was living there, he went out to the forest and got kind of pieces of wood, and with a knife he engraved things, and then he said, "That's Jan Ackermann. That's the evil."
Or they had some feud or what?
Yeah, yeah, that's the evil. You know, things like that. And Thijs was a character. I enjoyed.
His dad or what?
No, the thing is he's getting older, and I couldn't fund.
The Hammond's not getting lighter.
No, I couldn't fund the band anymore because you know you have this guy, and I want to pay him. Okay,
That was
money.
instrumental or was it vocals?
Only instrumental.
He was singing in the Focus, huh?
Yeah, but
Yodeling tour. That was him, right? That was him.
That's him.
Fucking brilliant.
Yeah, of course. we used some Focus hits as well in the band, but you know I had to stop the band because in the end I personally didn't make any money. I paid.
Oh no, you tell me you did it for the money?
I was never into for the money, but I couldn't afford to lose that much money. Let's put it that way.
Should have taken that $400 from Lag for each day playing. Should have made it up.
Then I would play a French polished polyester guitar. No, I refuse that. So, and then after that, I started the Anarchy band because I learned the lesson. Anarchy means like we are two, the bass player who sings, and me, guitar player, and we can play with any drummer.
Oh, so you hire a local...
We have a guy that usually plays with us because he's the best and the nicest, but when we cannot afford, like for instance we play in Hamburg and we would have to hire another hotel room and the budget is not there, well I call up the local Hamburg guy who's the best, you know, and then... and
1, 2, 3, los!
Genau! And then works, and it's Anarchy.
Yeah.
I give you the sign. Okay, I start.
Not every fill is perfect, but it's I mean I like that so much better than I mean, these days, you know, backing tracks, no stage volume, no amps. It's just like, it gets disgusting. It's like it's not even it's karaoke. That's it, you know.
And
you know, I lost interest in going to live shows. I mean, anything that's still in a small club, real amps.
it's music.
That's it. That's it for me. Yeah, and it doesn't have to be great band. It's so much more fun.
Exactly.
And
it hurts me when I go to a concert and the guys playing in ear or and whatever modeler and the reality is you stand in front of the guitar player. You look at the
don't hear
stage,
anything.
nothing. It's like drums only, and maybe a singer, and there is nothing else. Because the mixer, or there's nothing coming from stage. Maybe there's something at the end of the room where the mixer is, like a tiny.
And then the lighting. I mean, kind of like this, you know, neon looks like a trade show, like super cold.
Yeah.
No
atmosphere.
It's like
dead.
Like just the lighting by me turns me off. You
Yeah.
know, like I mean, there's a few bands that still have a vibe, but it's like, I don't know.
They're killing music.
I never
like
liked big concerts, anyways. You know, big concert I never like. Even in the old days, anything that's
There's no
above
context.
like a medium-sized club or something. You know, not you see them on the TV. Like, dude, I'd rather watch it on YouTube. You know, in that case, you know, I mean, yeah.
Yeah, but you know, with this kind of things, they kill live music because.
And then the noise limit these days.
Yeah, and then it's like the drummer is probably at the noise limit already.
Yeah.
So what can you do with the
Just
guitar?
like a NAMM show when you talk over the noise limit.
Yeah, like it's useless.
Yeah.
And
So yeah, Anarchy is good. Like we need more of that. Yeah. Underground Anarchy.
Yeah, exactly.
That's great. Yeah. Amazing. Yeah. So.
and we play a few.
You're still the real deal. That's amazing. You know.
I will not stop until I die. I promise. No, because
Which is not anytime soon.
hopefully not. No.
After millions sold of AmpX.
Yeah, but no, you know, even you know, just like yourself, it's like we do what we love, and the money comes. Yeah, and the money comes and the money goes, and the more bubbles you've been talked to.
Money's just a distraction.
See, I as a musician, I had this already. You know, they Mr. Blug, we want to offer you this beautiful record contract. Come and see us at the company. So I drove all the way from Saarbrücken to Hamburg, 7 hours in the guitar, and he listens to the record and he says, "Oh, it's so beautiful, it's good." And then he says, "How much do I get for my production?" And then he says, "Between 0 and 1,000." And I said, "Hey, I just put in 20,000 to play all these beautiful musicians in the studio." We are talking 1993 when there's
There were bunches of millions.
And this is I myself paid 20,000 and this guy offered me.
That's a lot back then.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a lot these days, but was a lot. Yeah.
Yeah.
So not a lot
serious.
compared to what actually usually big record companies spend on big stars back then. I mean,
like Pink Floyd
those were the days.
Yeah.
When you just rent an amp and you pay 3 times what it costs to buy it, you know.
Yeah.
Because who cares?
Exactly. Yeah. These were the days.
Yeah.
No. So and you know, I heard so many money stories and it's like, and I have seen.
Or you get a good contract. I mean, you think you have a good contract and. They fuck you left and right, you know, like we have to recuperate now for the next 3 records, the first investment, you know, until you see money. Yeah. I mean, lawyers, you know, like, I mean, I don't know, it's in Germany it might be a little bit better, but in America it's just disgusting. This whole business of lawyers and contracts and you know, then the contract is only worse if you have the money to actually defend it and you can afford a more expensive lawyer, because most times it comes down to that, you know.
This is why I never went for a patent.
I wanted to ask you about this, because I know you have a lot of creative ideas.
At Hughes Kettner, I made a very, very good experience. I came up with an idea that the company was patent
pending.
Patent attorney?
We applied for a patent and we got a patent with me, Mr. Schneider, and the owner. So we went through the whole legal process, claiming what it is. It needs to be open so everybody can see, oh, it's unique, it has not been done before.
Right, you have to prove that,
Yeah, we did all that. Guess what happened? So you have that.
TV composite and so the shit out of it,
In the end.
No, who was it or whatever? Like,
I'm not naming the company.
What was it? Can you say that?
It was basically.
It's in the records. You have the patent, right?
Yeah.
You can look
It's
it up.
home. It's home. I can.
You have the paperwork.
Yeah. I have the whole thing, and you see even the schematics. In principle, what's going on. It's clearly the clear description. So what I learned from that whole thing is, it took months, very many Deutschmarks for the
10, 20,000 each.
yeah, for the patent lawyer. Then the shit comes. Then you have to pay another lawyer to defend yourself.
Yeah.
And then in the end, the whole thing goes up in smoke. That's why I choose to go for SMD components, 6-layer PCBs.
Oh, 6 layer. Okay. Yeah.
And hide my shit.
Good luck.
Yeah, exactly. Look, you can you and trust me. The
People try.
people try.
Oh yeah. I saw something like, was it Black Star?
Yeah, they did an amped one and they tried, but they failed. And that's the good thing, because they didn't understand really what was going on. And that's so. I think I'd leave it better like that.
Yeah.
And with the AmpX, there are a few other things. Some of this, when you found a solution, sometimes it's stupid simple. I mean, it's like, what is it? I mean,
Sometimes, not every time.
no, but it's a long process to go there.
Yeah.
Sometimes you start with a circuitry that is like this, and then my Russian guy comes and he shrinks like, fuck you, this, and you look at the whole thing and think, even myself understand how he did it. In the end, it's reduced like, you know, the
But 30 years or 50 years of time, nobody has done it.
Yeah. And he understands things, so that's amazing. But in the end, this little thing is then hidden somewhere in a graveyard of a lot of other things important, where, you know, and then good luck. If you find it, you get the award. So that's how it is.
Amazing, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Wow.
So.
And here's some private collection, or what is this?
Yeah.
Russian
6v6.
6v6.
And the Princeton and stuff. Yeah.
Telefonka.
Yeah.
That's actually, is that a new?
Great
They
logo.
make, yeah, this is a new.
Amazing
Tubes
logo.
again.
Yeah.
Not the logo.
Yeah. Cool.
Electroacoustic. Clearly, nothing with the old Telefonka. But
Yeah, they were outstanding. But and I just told Reinhold how much I love that channel here.
the shark, which most people don't like, but I told them like it was my favorite too. As long as you could play a power amp loud, like an old Marshall section.
If you know that, and there's nothing like it. There's nothing that does the sag and the feel and the bloom, and that's the most musical thing. The only thing I remember is the unit got pretty hot.
Yeah, there was a.
Big
It had to do with the
resistor.
heater missing regulation. There was a heat. There was a resistor basically
The
taking.
chassis was a heat
Warming
sink,
up the.
basically.
Yeah, but anyway, it worked. It survived. I recorded.
Especially the early ones. I think the later ones were kind of okay. They still got hot, but yeah, the very early ones had a short
bit
chassis.
noisy, but
I mean, hey,
I remember now. I used
I
that.
never finished my engineering degree.
That doesn't matter. I used that on my first solo record.
Oh really?
On one song.
Oh, wow.
I now it comes back.
Good story about that. You know, obviously a lot of famous people bought the amp, but one day I get an email or a message from Joey like, Larry Carlton just released a song called Fish or Bogner.
Yeah, it's
And like, because you used the fish on it, it's like, oh, that's amazing.
I
you know.
think Renegade Gentleman, I think it's the album, has the name Bogner.
I was like, okay,
Song.
mission accomplished.
Cool. And this is the pedal with the transformer, right?
Yeah, and all these pedal transformers. This one's really cool. It's like a tilt shift EQ with like a fat compressor kind of boost. I think that's a very unique pedal. Great sound effect. Obviously, we don't make this anymore because we stopped the contract with Audi, you know.
Yeah.
So I mean, you know, I made a bunch of pedals. I think some are great and some are okay. I think this one's a really good compressor. This one's an amazing pedal.
What is it? I noticed. Yeah, sure. This
Lagrange.
is Lagrange. It's like a plexi.
And then this one's okay. Yeah, this one's okay. I would say this and this are my favorite, and then maybe this. And the blue, the old big blue, you know, like this in blue.
From the
It was great too.
Yeah.
And the other stuff is okay. Yeah. But those 3 or 4, I would think they're definitely right,
Yeah, pedal business. I think too many people do pedals these days.
Yeah, penny by numbers is it's like
supposedly 30,000
pedals and pickups and it's like
30,000.
there's a few people that really
companies.
amazing.
No problem about that. But
But a lot of times it's just
do you want to be
Right.
one of two other thousand people making pedals?
Well, I mean, most of those guys they don't have the ability to come up with something themselves, so they do just. I understand. I mean, we all maybe start our business in some way, copying, like just like this music, you copy, and then you find your own style. Hopefully, you find your own style, and hopefully you keep on, so there's nothing wrong with studying other stuff, and then obviously we're all influenced by other stuff, but yeah, it's just, sometimes
It's just very simple today. You go online, you get complete sets.
Yeah,
You
I mean,
can mess around them.
It's like when you study music in the 80s. I mean, you have to move the needle and
Listen to the lick and learn it by ear.
yeah.
Or just getting parts. You be on the phone,
Yeah.
constantly.
I mean, when I
phone.
came to Mac, I mean, the transformers, output transformer. I mean, I had to rewind the old Marshall transformer, then go to the guys like, hey, can you make me something like this? Here's so many layers of this. There was no mojo tone, anything like that, and then there was no internet. I don't know how to find parts. I mean, I remember I had a hard time finding octocouples, for the switching to make it noiseless, the VTL 5C1 from Bogner that Boogie used, and then it wasn't so. The normal store doesn't have it, because it's very esoteric, But there was some great electronic stores back in the day. They were great ones, But this one was not available in this kind of stores. So I had to ask. I asked a few guys. A few guys gave me a kind of a little run around. Svetlana was super nice. He told me right away, there you go, whatever. You call this number. I always remember that. So Lana was like, here's the number, no problem. But some other guys were like, I'm having problems with myself. Well, they'll be like, okay. But it's interesting. Like, and you had to figure this stuff out, how to get stuff, and how things, what affects what. I mean, now we go online and or forum or something. It's like it's almost boring, It's like
When I was a teenager, I went to a music store, and on the back of the Fender amps, there were the schematics. I was stealing it.
Oh, really?
Yeah. This was the way how
I started.
Pre-internet,
Yeah.
This is how I got my first schematic of a Fender amp.
Yeah, I mean, I remember
What's that statute of limitations in
I got
Germany?
tubes because my father he has a huge collection of radios from the 20s, and tubes, that's all he's over. And he was also TV repair and whatever. So with tubes, these days, it was very easy. It was around me. And so when I bought my first guitar, for $300, Aria Pro.
Yeah.
I don't recommend it.
Me too.
But actually, it was. But I didn't have money to buy
I
them,
had
so
Aria Les Paul.
I didn't have money to buy.
This was my second one.
A used one
And I
for
just saw
$300. And
that
the
just
best thing
came
was,
back. I saw a boost.
Yeah.
I couldn't afford a case, so I went with the train to the music store, and I used our family tent, the
back?
the cover, and
Yeah.
put the guitar in.
Yeah, it's like I remember the first schematics I had from a local music store from maybe Alfred, Alfred, the bass player in Ulm, Guitar Gallery or something. He had like a somewhat Marshall. I don't know if it was a JCM or Plexi.
Yeah.
Maybe an Orange.
Yeah.
Vox. I think those are the few. And then they kind of started with this. And I never played actually the relamps because I never had the money, and I was much too shy to even go to a store. So I just had to figure out, and you start putting stuff together. Thanks God my father knew the valve, so that was easy. But it was kind of interesting how we all started, the first schematics. And then later, I think Aspen came up with this book.
Aspen Pittman.
Yeah,
what's the name?
That was years later then, when all the Fenders are in there and all the Marshalls. It's great. That was a great book. I mean,
this was 80s and mid.
That was way after I made my first amp. But that was definitely a great collection.
I think there was a.
And he was a character. Aspen. He gave me my first designing job when I was with Andy Brauer. I did mods, and then somehow I knew Aspen because there was a guy, his best friend, Bochen.
Yeah.
Always handled electric guitars. Bochen store in Bochen.
Bochen, Munder King.
Munde? no, that's
Ein ganz spezieller Gauner.
Yeah, I mean, he brought in vintage instruments. Very
Oh, you know about this guy, come on, you must know. But somehow we.
Okay, Gerhard, now I know. Yeah.
So somehow I made the connection
Yeah.
with Aspen. We know who had like his company in Pinterloop, not a Pinterloop, in Silma or like
Aspen
up there
Pinterloop
near.
Tubes.
Yeah,
For those
I
who
mean,
don't know.
great hacker, great guy.
Yeah.
I mean, like like amazing stories about this guy. So like I designed the first trio. You know the trio preamp.
Yeah.
That was actually my first design job. I mean, clearly not the best work, but actually some people loved it. But yeah, he gave me that, and I said, "What do you want for the pay?" He's like, "I don't know, what should I get? Maybe give me $20 for each unit and buy me a car." And I didn't have a driving license, you know. So like he got me this Chevy maybe from '76.
Yeah.
You know what they looked big in, but dude, it looked like new. It was like in '91 or '90, you know.
Yeah.
And it was from '76. It was like brand new,
Cool.
like amazing, you know,
Yeah.
I think he bought this car for $700. He was always hunting down, you know, stuff.
Yeah.
And but you know, so somebody had to drive me because I didn't have the driving license back then, you know. So I hired somebody to drive me, one of the GIT guys, you know, that was living next door to me. He wanted the car sometimes. So okay, you drive me sometime, and then you can use the car the other times, you know.
That's the way how to get a driver.
Yeah. So, but the best thing is like, it was too clean looking for me. So I painted the fish logo
Yeah.
with a pink spray and like I sprayed it on the side of the car. He almost dropped dead when he saw it. Like, you know, he's like, it's the perfect collector's car. You disgraced this, like you couldn't believe it. You know, something like, no. I said, hey, the fish logo and no fish or something. I don't know. I said no fish, and he's like, why would you do this? You know. But yeah, great story with Aspen. He was a mover and shaker in the industry for sure.
And then there's Andy Suzumi talking about musicians and.
Yeah, he was living with me at the time.
Exactly.
I mean,
I rented him actually, my room.
well, actually, Andy,
Yeah, we were living together now.
that was in Silver Lake, right? In the hills, yeah. You know, in the beginning, we're like, we rented a house. He got paid. He got the room, but he worked off the room, kind of, right?
Yeah.
Because also we couldn't pay him because he was on a student visa, you know.
Yeah.
I made amps, he made amps. I think that was it, you know, in the beginning, right? Just you and me. And maybe Ronnie. And then Andy Suzme, I knew Andy from Ulm, you know.
Yeah.
He was one of the local heroes, and he was actually the first one also. Like we did Zivildienst together. It's a civil service.
I did Zivildienst.
If you don't want to kill
And
people,
the funny story,
I was like,
you know what?
Oh yeah.
He was a driver, but he didn't have a driver's
because,
license.
you know, like I forgot. I didn't know you had to send someone an application. You want to work there and there. And then somebody said, "Oh man, you gotta go work in the retirement home on an island or something, like wiping asses." I'm like, "Oh shit!" So they called me one afternoon. "Yeah, Bogner, yeah, we got a job for you." "Oh yeah, oh okay, it's the Red Cross, okay, but in Neu-Ulm, and you'll be a driver, but you don't have a driver's. Yeah, that's okay." So like I'm gonna be Beifahrer, you know, it's like helping the wheelchair people into the Mercedes bus, you know, driving to school, and then after school, you know, you drive to school, then you have coffee till you pick him up in the afternoon.
And that's
that was the and then the other part of the service was night shift. Everybody has to do night shift once in a while, but actually all the musicians were there, like the people from Gravestone, you know, Gravestone band. Andy Suzemil, Matthias, Diet,
okay.
all there. It was the nest of guitar players, rock and roll musicians, you know. So and they're all signed up for night shift, you know, because you could sleep and practice guitar, and you just have wait for the emergency call, like you know, like the earthquake or something. That
never happened.
Never happened, but twice a year was a call. Simulation of
okay.
And then everybody comes and you have to like pretend like you know like so but it was the best time, you know, like so you got paid for it.
Yeah.
Obviously not much, but you know back then you had no money. It was like what $700, and they gave you a little bit of money for your rent and for the clothes. It's like, hey, that's a lot of money if you come from nothing, you know.
You did also 20 months of Zivildienst, the longest.
Yeah, I don't know what was it, 18 or 21? I don't remember. I know it was a few more months than the military.
Yeah. Yeah,
the military
exactly.
was a year 12
and we did 21.
or 21.
And I have done for the Arbeiterwohlfahrt, you know, like Meals on Wheels kind of thing. and I was the driver.
But then you had to drive all day or no, all journey?
Yeah, and the thing is,
we had a better situation.
but I tell you,
You.
I had
But
fun.
it wasn't a problem. It
we-
was actually good. I have to say.
We had the Renault R4.
Yeah.
Maybe you remember the
Yeah.
with this. So, and I tell you, we had,
You were lucky it wasn't a CV2.
yeah, but it was fun.
It was
It's-
similar. Very
A
similar.
little bit better.
I tell you, we had like these little paths on the countryside outside of Saarbrücken.
Yeah.
This was my tour, and the first day when I joined the Zivildienst, the driver was showing me how this works. 140 on the paveway with like no real asphalt. And
140.
140 as fast as the thing can.
It actually goes that fast.
But it takes probably
Downhill.
like 10 minutes. To
Without
get
me,
from
it's
the
downhill.
And at the end of my Zivildienst, after 20 months, I did the same with the new guy coming in and said, okay, you sit here.
Well, I'll tell you another about Andy
Every day the same thing. You know, you could race cars
Yeah.
to the maximum.
Well,
It was like almost
That-
falling over.
Yeah,
the guys at the Red
suspension
Cross,
and
you know,
that
the
cars.
Andy Susimil and Matthias Diet and those kind of guys, they were the drivers, you know, and they made it a sport to rack the manual transmission of the Mercedes, which takes a lot of work, but it's really good to do. But they sure tried, you know, like the worst kind of shifting ever possible, just because, you know.
Yeah.
Oh, those were the wild days. Yeah, but I brought him up, and so because he was actually one of the. I mean, he wasn't a big friend before that, but then he actually was one of the first guys who brought me an amp, and he was playing with Sinner or something.
Yeah, Sinner.
It was not the first, but one of the early ones. He brought me one Showman head Fender, and I put it in a mod or something, and actually sounded really good, you know, like. But yeah, so he was one of the first customers, and then I moved to America, and then he moved. Also, he didn't go to GIT, I think, right? No, he didn't.
I think he was there too, but not full program. He definitely did something.
I mean, he was already a really good
So,
guitar player, I think, at the time.
And
Actually, I always said, like, man, the demo sounded the best. You know, like, he had this X15, and it's just like, it sounds fucking amazing.
Yeah,
like,
Fostex,
yeah. And then he sometimes
okay,
he
yeah,
does a
of course.
production and he comes out with records. Like, man, the Fostex thing sounds so much, and it was so much more feeling. You know, that's the first take. I don't know. It's just like there was something. The energy was just right. You know, like. But yeah, great guitar player, great friend. Yeah, and we lived together for many years. Yeah, and then he moved back to Germany. Does his thing now in. I don't know where he moved. He moved from his mother's
Parents'
house.
house somewhere.
Yeah.
This is how life goes, man.
Great diggings. Yeah.
Yeah.
But the Red Cross, yeah. Amazing.
Yeah, Rote Kreuz, Red Cross. So yeah, we have some history here. That's cool. I think.
Let's hear the AmpX. I'm
It's-
really curious.
Okay.